What's up, guys? Today we're in John chapter 21 talking about reconciliation. And so, reconciliation kind of just means like no matter how many times you mess up, right? Jesus will always forgive you. You just have to turn back to Him, right? And so that's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about like a little bit of context, right? Peter, he is one of the disciples, and Jesus, before he dies, tells Peter, "Yeah, you're going to deny me 3 times." And so Peter's like, "No, I'm not, whatever." But he does. And so he denies him 3 times, and Jesus dies. Jesus comes back after 3 days, and Peter and some of the other disciples are fishing, and they see a man on the shore. They haven't caught anything. The man on the shore says, "Cast the net on the right side of the boat." And they do, and they catch 153 large fish, it says. And so they're like, "All right, this is Jesus. Like, there's no way it's not Jesus, because that's insane." And so Jesus says, "All right, yeah, come have breakfast with me." And so they do, and obviously Peter sees him and like, man, a lot of people probably would have ran away. Like, Peter denied him 3 times, and Jesus is like, "Yeah, come have breakfast with me." And he's like, "All right." So he does. He gets out of the boat, and while they have breakfast, Jesus gives him space. He gives him a whole lot of space. Like, he doesn't even say anything to him. He's not condemning him. He's not saying anything rude to him, anything. He's not talking about how he's mad at him. He gives him space. He gives him the opportunity to turn back to him and apologize and ask for forgiveness. And so after breakfast, Jesus asks him, "Simon Peter, do you love me?" And Peter says, "Yeah, of course." And he says, "Then feed my lambs." And so this happens 2 more times. Jesus asks him, "Do you love me?" And Peter's like, "Yeah, of course I do. Like, you know I do." And he goes, "Then take care of my sheep." And the 3rd time he says, "Then feed my sheep." After Peter says, "Yeah, of course I love you." And so kind of what all this is saying, like no matter what Peter did, how many times he messed up, how many times he denied Jesus, Jesus asked him 3 times, "Do you love me?" Gave him the chance to prove his love for him, and then said, "All right, then follow me." Right? "All right, you messed up. You can still follow me. I still have my plan for you. You can still follow God. You can still be an example of me and my plan for you," right? You can still do good. It does not mean like it's over. Like, I've definitely done things, man, like, you go party Saturday night or something. Like, I've known people that have, done things, and then it's like the next morning you're at church, like, man, how do I even say I love God? Or no matter what day it is, like, you can mess up and like, man, how do I even tell God I love him if I keep doing this over and over? Like, no, bro, you can always turn back to God. You're always reconciled. Just turn back to Jesus. Turn back to Jesus every time, bro. Like, that's what this is talking about. Like, you can always turn back to Jesus, and he will always be there for you. He will never forsake you. He will never leave you. He will always be there. He always gives you a chance to turn back to him and to prove your love for him and to do good, to follow him, to feed his sheep, right? Spreading the word is feeding sheep. And so, yeah, that's kind of it. So, and like, let me pray real quick. But yeah, Jesus, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Thank you for the chance to be alive today, and thank you so much for providing reconciliation for us. No matter how many times we mess up, thank you for always being there and giving us a chance to turn back to you, giving us countless second chances to turn back to you and your love for us, God. Thank you so much for loving us through all our mistakes, through all our sufferings, and just thank you so much for always being there and always having that plan for us. Thank you so much for the chance to follow you every single day. And Jesus, in your mighty name I pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video, but yeah, DM me, comment, whatever you need. Just let me know if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, and send me any prayer requests if you have those too. I'm always here, I'll always pray for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all later.